What is it that centrist parties in the U.S., in the U.K., in continental Europe don't understand about what voters want?
Well, the first thing is that inequality in both Europe and in the U.S. has increased massively over a number of decades, and the middle-class voter doesn't feel he's any better off, possibly worse off than he was 20, 30 years ago, and they have lost hopes that their children will be better off than themselves. So there is a sense that the system is failing them. And then, of course, the financial crisis has turned the population at large against the financial sector, banks in particular.
These people who have left the center-left parties in Europe, can they do anything to get them back to reclaim this title that they once had as defenders of the people who are most affected by income inequality?
Well, it looks as though the response to right-wing populism is left-wing populism of the kind that Mr. Corbyn is representing in the United Kingdom. I don't know whether anything else can at the moment attract voters, anything more thoughtful, sophisticated.
You're from the Netherlands. The Netherlands has their own challenges now of where they move forward, given all the tumult in Europe. You have been front and center on Grexit or the idea of Germany going it alone. Michael Heiss writing in Project Syndicate this weekend, again, of the Germany-Netherlands nexus to go it alone. Do you see a breakup of Europe coming?
Well, I very much hope not, and not quite to the point that I think it is the most likely scenario, but clearly it is worrying when two of the great centerpieces of the European integration project, monetary union, is under threat, with Grexit still being a very live issue for at least one country, and well, Grexit for one country, but further breakup for other countries. And then, of course, killing Schengen, the free mobility of people within 26 of the 28 Eurozone members. What's next? Ending the mobility of EU citizens?
Put this into context for an American audience. What does Schengen and losing Schengen mean for Europe?
Well, it means that somebody from Texas would need a passport to get into New York. It really is undermining the notion
has that been considered?
Of a United States of Europe.
Yeah, but not to Louisiana.
The Cowboys beat the Giants last night late. I think we need a passport for those pesky people from Dallas. Professor Buiter, we have so many things to speak to you of right now. Your recession call the other day of a 50% likelihood. Give us the state of the global economy within this tumult of Jeremy Corbyn, of refugees and migrants, of a fractious American political landscape. Where do you sense we could be after the first of the year?
Well, the global economy is slowing down, no doubt about it. It's mainly led by emerging markets. Brazil, Russia, already in recession and getting deeper into the hole. China, slowing down now very rapidly and noticeably. And I think the most likely outcome, unless there is a miraculous last-minute conversion of the Chinese authorities to the kind of fiscal stimulus, monetized fiscal stimulus, that would keep China on its feet, a recession in China. That does not mean that every advanced economy, especially the US and the UK or the Eurozone, will go into recession. It means that across the board, global growth well below 2%.
Within Henry Kissinger's world order, are there elements here that we recall from our reading of history of the late 20s in Europe or into the 1930s? The cacophony right now seems reminiscent of elements of that.
Yes. The populist rhetoric coming out of Europe and the growth of extreme neo-Nazi parties is reminiscent of that. The one difference is that we had the 20s and 30s, and hopefully people have learned from that. Just as we didn't get the Great Depression again following the great financial crisis. So I think we may have, and I hope we do have, the good sense to pull back from the abyss of radical populism and move to something that is more humane and more sensible.
Well, we'll continue this discussion. William Buiter with us, a perfect day to speak to him with Citigroup.